Hey everybody, Mike here, and welcome back to another how-to video. Today's how-to video is going to be a really quick one, showing you how to disassemble and reassemble your 22 conversion kit, bolt carrier group, or if you have the dedicated 22 conversion. Now, why might you want to take this apart, you may ask? Well, for one, you're probably going to really want to get in and do a deep cleaning to it at some point. Another option might be because you might need to get in and replace firing pin. So, we're just going to go ahead and take a quick look at these. Now starting off, I'm going to go ahead and grab the 22 conversion here in my hand, and I'm just going to pull the bolt itself back and hold it under tension with the spring here toward the back. Now one of the things you're going to see me talking about today is I'm just going to go ahead and move that collar out of the way because I'm starting on the conversion. You're going to see me talking about these two rails. It might be a little confusing here, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push these rails in separate directions. Essentially what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push my thumb against this rail away from me, and then I'm going to try to pull this collar toward me while rotating it down. I'm not sure how well that is deciphered, but thumb against, and as I pull down, I've already started to rotate this down. It's just barely held in there at the moment. If I continue to rotate it down and away, the actual chamber adapter itself is free. Now, we still have the bolt itself under some spring tension. We're slowly going to release that. As the bolt comes out, we can take the bolt, set it aside, and then we have the carrier and we have the spring and guide rod. So now you can take each of these individual parts and you can really scrub them and clean them as much as you need to here. While I've got this apart, I'm going to go ahead and take the bolt itself, and I'm going to show you how to remove the firing pin. So this is going to be very similar to the way you would remove a firing pin in an AR-15. There is a little cotter pin right here, and you can take yourself a small tool. I just happen to have a little Allen key sitting by, and I can actually take and slowly pull that cotter pin out. As I do so, that releases the firing pin, and it just comes right out the back. You're going to see there's a little spring here on the front also. Clean that all up or replace it if that's what you're doing. Now you are going to notice, hopefully, that there is a bit of a detent. I don't know how well this is going to be able to focus on it here, but there is a bit of a detent in the top of the spring right there by my thumbnail. And that, when you reinstall, has to go up. So it has to be pointed toward this top portion of the bolt itself. The reason that is that's the location that the cotter pin goes in. So you've cleaned this or you've replaced it. Now it's time to reinsert. You want to look down through this hole to make sure everything is lining up. And I apologize if that's not going to come out on camera that well. Now you do have some spring tension, so you want to go ahead and hold onto the back of the firing pin itself with your thumb. Push that in, and then it's going to be time to reinstall the cotter pin itself. Once you've got that in, just push it back in, release the firing pin, everything's intact. So the bolt itself is back in all one piece, as you might say, and ready to go back into the conversion kit. So from here, you're going to go ahead and take the carrier part of the conversion kit and get it ready to go while you go ahead and start to insert the spring and guide rod back into the bolt itself. Now this can be a little bit tricky. What I typically tend to do is go ahead and insert the guide rod itself into the hole that you see right here on the carrier. From there, you can just kind of hold everything together, and you are going to put these two rails into the grooves on each side of the carrier. Now, the one thing I'm going to go ahead and take this apart again real quick, just to show you, is you are going to see that the bottom of the carrier is kind of flat, as is the bolt. So the best way to remember this is flat side down, flat side down. This is all going to go back together really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and put that spring back in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the guide rod into the carrier. And now I'm going to line up these rails with the grooves on the carrier. Now I'm just going to have to make sure that I line up the guide rod and everything right here, and it's already starting to go back into place for me. So here, I just want to compress it again. Make sure you hold this really snugly, because now this is under spring tension again, and if you let go, your bolt springs and all that stuff might go flying away on you. So hold that under hold that under some tension. And now comes the time that if you wanted to swap from a conversion or chamber adapter to a collar specifically for the 22 conversion, you can pop that into place. But in this particular instance, we're just going to put the chamber adapter back in. So if you recall, the flat sides go down, and on the chamber adapter itself, the feed ramp is going to go down. So the best way I can recommend here is just bringing the entire chamber adapter up from the bottom, and you're going to finagle it into place. I've already got that side locked in, and now I just need to open up a little spring tension on the rails, and you heard that click. Now I have that back in place. It's locked in. Let go of the bolt. Your conversion is back together. So that was just a really quick how-to on how to disassemble and reassemble your 22 conversion, be able to take your bolt apart and be able to replace the firing pin or clean in there a little deeper, and even possibly change out the collar for a dedicated. So guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next how-to video coming soon.